Of course, you know we got another hot one for y'all. This one includes a young lady who went into the Walmart, decided to rack up on some groceries, and couldn't find out she ran into a Karen that was standing behind her online, and she was just being nosy all in her cart, trying to ask her, all about her business, why she had to buy this, why she had to buy that. And when she found out that she was a welfare recipient with that EBT card, it was a wrap. So of course, when y'all run into these Karens, man, and then you got a hot-headed recipient online too, it's going to be a fight. There's going to be an argument in that line. So take a look at this one.
This lady at Walmart got mad at me for using my EBT and having my nails done. So this lady was standing behind me and I was getting ready to pay, and of course I take out my EBT card, because what else am I going to pay with? And then she's like, ma'am, I love your nails. How much did they cost? I'm like, oh, these were like $85. And then once she sees me taking out my card, she starts bitching. She's like, you paid $85 for your nails, but you need EBT to pay for your groceries? I'm like, yes, bitch. I'm sorry. I didn't know that you can't have your nails done and be on EBT. I didn't know that was such a fucking crime. I told her to mind her fucking business, because it's nobody's business but my own what I do with my money. People think that just because you're on EBT means that you're poor, that you're broke. Not necessarily. And then she starts questioning all my purchases. Why am I buying this? Why am I buying that? My kids shouldn't eat this. My kids shouldn't eat that. Like, bitch, why do people feel so entitled to be all up in your shit? I think at this point, y'all just mad because you don't qualify for EBT and other people do. Stay mad though.
The audacity of this chick, right? Now, I know a lot of people may say that the person behind, as my husband referred to her as Karen, I don't look at her as a Karen. I look at her as
Nosy.
as a caring citizen, okay? Listen, this is how I look at it. She's like, listen, maybe she's retired. I don't know how old the lady was, but give her a take. Let's hypothetically say that she may be working age to retired. I think it is her business to mind her business, and I'll tell you why.
Hey.
Simply because her taxes being allocated towards the food that she's feeding herself and her kids. In all fairness, yes.
Okay, but here's the thing though. The Karen, now that I thought about it, the Karen behind her is it possible that she could have been a mother as well?
She could have been anything.
Or you see, there's a difference, because if she's just a single person living by herself,
okay,
you can't really bitch about somebody who's going up to the line with a shopping cart and a half to purchase stuff for their kids.
Yes, you can, when the money is coming out of your taxes.
Yeah, you could, but still, to an extent, how you going to compare the two? You buying for yourself. You're going to have a little less in your shopping cart compared to somebody who buying it for their kids.
No, but for her, it was more so, okay, according to her, it popped off after she found out how much her nails cost, right?
Okay.
Well,
she tricked her into that one. She was being nosy. How I like your nails?
Exactly. And she said,
nosy.
how much did you pay for your nails? And she said $85. But in all retro, it's like $85 is a lot for some nails if you're going to be collecting food stamps.
It is very
Allow somebody who don't get food stamps and they work day in and day out to pay $85 and $120 for their nails. Now, here's the thing. If you are deemed, she said something along the line, how else was I supposed to pay for this besides with food stamps? By working a regular job like everybody else and working hard as hell.
Pull out a
That's how you're going to be able to pay for it.
A debit card instead of an EBT card.
Because she found some type of way, right, to find money, $85, almost $100,
to pay for the
and
nails.
that might not
she
even
probably
be
get cash
including
assistance.
tip. If she tipped, well, I don't know. Yeah. And then she says something along the line, this is my money. You can't tell me how to spend my money. Well, hold that same energy when it comes to purchasing your food. Spend your money on your food as well, right? And not somebody else's. Because a lot of people have this perceived notion that because the card comes in the mail and it has their name on it, it's my money. Yeah. How the hell else do you think the money is being allocated to your card in order for you to use it? If it's not coming from someplace, it's not being given out by the government for free, fool.
There's no free handouts outside.
It's money that's collected as a whole that comes from people who work and pay into a system.
Correct.
Okay?
Yeah.
Called taxes. And the taxes is then broken up into different parts and pieces and is allocated to this, that, and some to you, Missy. So it's like she has a lot of nerve. And she ends it by saying, oh, I think, people are just jealous because they don't qualify or they can't receive it. It's not a matter of fact about of being jealous. It's just more ethics.
Yeah.
It's about ethics.
I think what the Karen behind her was more looking for was ethics. Maybe she might have gotten pissed off because the kids was probably acting. I'm trying to make sense out of nonsense at this moment right now as to why the Karen behind her decide to mind her business in the first place. Because you do got some people that's like that. No matter where you go, they always feel they got to put their 2 cents in on what you're doing, as if you asked them anything. So I don't know. The Karen to me should have just mind her business. That's how I look at it. She should have just mind her business. Because sometimes it ain't everything you see that you got to address. You got to learn to see these things and mind your business, man.
I ain't gonna lie to you, right? Back in the days, right? If somebody had...
unless somebody's in danger. If somebody's in danger, yeah, you go ahead and you say something. If you say something, do something like this, whatever.
To be quite frank, people back in the days had more morale, more dignity, and they were a little bit more cautious with whom saw what it was that they were doing, if you get where I'm going with this, right?
Right. They used to hide the fact that they was on the public assistance.
Right, because they didn't want to be judged. But the person behind, as my husband refers to her as Karen, the young lady in the back, basically, she, in this day and age, these girls who, receive the EBT and stuff, they have no type of morale or dignity. They're making videos about how great it is to be on food stamps. Like, since when did it become so great to be on food stamps? It's really crazy in a nutshell, right? So the lady who asked her or was in her business, she has to understand that we're in an era where we can't embarrass these people, because I was going to say something that maybe is good that she did speak out, because maybe with the embarrassment from the lady questioning what it is that, she's, in regards to the food stamps, she may then say, you know what, this shit is embarrassing. Let me get up off this here food stamps.
If one too many people asking her the same thing. Yeah.
But as you can see, the fool is not embarrassed. She made a video.
Right.
She made a TikTok. Right. Talking about somebody was minding her business in regards to her food stamps and my card, and this is crazy.
Yeah, but I'm gonna go back to where you said back in the days, as far as it used to be private. Now I think back in the days, right? A lot of times when you was on public assistance, the food that you bought, it would say no frills, or it would say either WIC, or it would say something. So it wasn't really too much of a hidden thing, if you know.
No, what I'm saying,
because you would get it from an aisle, a section that said WIC, or it either said some other shit on there.
WIC, I don't know if it's in every state. Basically stands for Women, Infant, and Children. It was a program until your child, I believe, becomes like to the age of 5, where you receive these vouchers, you go down to the WIC office, you get these vouchers for milk and basic infancy and child needs. Everything as far as, like I said before, milk, not diapers obviously, but
the basics,
the cereals,
milk, eggs, and bread.
Yes, and the cheese and stuff like that, right? So when you go to the grocery store, some of the items would say WIC approved. Yeah. Because a lot of times people would go to the store and pick up other things, and when they get to the counter, it's like, oh my goodness, now the person in back of them got to wait until they go back to the cereal aisle to pick up the correct cereal. And it's like, oh my goodness, how long do I have to wait for this person
because
to get the correct thing?
They had that list of stuff that they could and could not buy.
So now they put the sign up that says WIC. However, when it came down to food stamps, you could buy whatever and whatever it is that you wanted. It's no such thing as no frills or whatever. Yeah. But
I don't know if y'all know about that no frills, but that no frills used to be on everything.
No name brand. No, I don't know. What are you talking about?
Back in the days,
it didn't say no frills.
It said no frills. It did.
I don't know. Okay.
That's where I got it from. It said no frills.
I just thought people made up the name no frills. Like, for instance, Fruit Loops. The brand for Fruit Loops, I think, is Kellogg's or something like that.
It used to say,
if your mother came home with like something that said Fruit Hoops or something, that was considered no fruit.
It used to come in a off-brand box, right? Let's say if you had cornflakes. Cornflakes, it would not come it would not have the rooster on there, and it would not say anything else. It would
Kellogg's,
be in a black and white box, and it would just say cornflakes on it.
Right, but it didn't say no frills.
Yeah, it said no frills cornflakes.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Yeah, it said no frills cornflakes on it. Like if you bought like beans or canned beans, or either dry beans, whatever the case may, it used to always come in a different label in comparison to the one that's supposed to come into.
But the thing is,
that's old school.
So definitely.
Yeah.
But like I was saying, the dignity aspect, you know what I'm saying? The embarrassment is not there. They're proud. proud to announce to the world that they get food stamps, and that's just that. And ain't nobody can tell me nothing. And the fact if you don't get it, you're jealous. You get me?
I remember. And
So-
they used to be so pissed off. You used to have
It's
to
weird.
stand in that line for the longest while, the cashier checking and everything, and then she got to look at your book and you hear that tearing out the books. Then you have to sign. I think you had to sign for it or something like that.
No.
You have to sign something like if they give you a voucher.
No. That you got to sign for the WIC. You got to
Yeah,
sign the
the
WIC checks.
WIC. You have
WIC
to sign
checks.
for that.
But what was crazy to me was the fact that if you stand in back of somebody and they racked up like $400 in food
Oh, they
stamps.
be pissed.
And one time, oh my goodness, the cashier, it was so much, right? Because they gave 10s, 1s, 20s, and so on and so forth. And the cashier miscounted. Oh my goodness. She had and everybody in the back was like, oh man, they was kissing the teeth. They was they were pissed. They were pissed because she had to go through all of that once again. And of course, the person who was spending the food stamps was embarrassed. She couldn't wait to get out of there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because she kind of handed it in a more of a secretive
A discreet way.
A discreet
You
way,
fold
right?
it up and
then the lady had to.
And guess what?
20's here.
Right.
1's here. Oh
Right.
Lord Jesus.
So imagine
Yes.
you give
Yes.
it to the cashier in a discreet manner. You try to fold it and tuck it under, and the cashier lays it out on the counter. One, like what are you trying to look? Like what are you trying to hide? You ain't trying to. I'm gonna show everybody you got this shit. You used to be like, oh my God, what's going on?
Oh man.
But listen, this is all fun and games, but we all been there, done that. Somebody, whatever it is.
And it was I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
it was
yeah,
crazy
yeah.
because the person who it belonged to, they were ready to melt.
Yeah.
Like literally
like a
melt.
turtle. You know, a turtle like to put his head down in the shell.
The shell
Yeah.
bury your head like an ostrich.
Yeah.
You know, and that was people with ethics back in the day. But now we got these
it's
youngins, boy, they'll tell you about yourself in a second, even when you're trying to help them.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Whole different day and era.
My husband was trying to close out. My bad. Go ahead, baby.
No,
Trying
we
to close out?
good. We good. Because, you know, we got to get this off. We got to get this out because a lot of y'all don't know. You feel me?
Crazy.
But until next time, you already know we're going to come back with another hot, juicy video just like this one.
Talk to you later.